coffee. Right, so made it here to Scotland. Only a short trip this time, got about a week. So I've decided to focus my efforts, and I'm going to spend sort of most of my time, maybe 5 or 6 days, just here exploring this particular glen. I'm sort of at the start of where the Northwest Highlands begins. So yeah, should be some great hikes, beautiful views, if the clouds lift a bit, which it looks like it should do in a few days' time. But for now, I'm just getting the lay of the land, getting the feeling of the place, you know, and I think I'm going to do a short little walk up the hill just behind the van there, and see what kind of views there are. When I do go up the hill, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the sort of 2 concurrent projects I've got going on in Scotland, and a bit of the sort of creative process, if you like, of how I'm going about making images for these projects. But for now, a little coffee, enjoy the view, and then we'll get going in a little bit. So I had a look at some of the weather forecasts, and it looks like the weather's going to be a little bit better in the coming days for a longer hike. But in the meantime, I like to come up some of the trails that I've earmarked and just do a bit of scouting, find my way, and then that way when I come back in the early morning in the dark for a dawn hike, I kind of know my way, and sometimes I even spot something that might make a good photograph in better conditions. So just quickly set up a little 300mm long lens with awesome old Scots pine set against the rolling clouds. Along this particular burn, there's amazing old Scots pine. Now this glen is known for its Caledonian pinewoods and the amazing regeneration that's going on. So hopefully a few of the other areas that I've visited recently can look a bit more like this in the next 20 years or so. So I think this is one instance where you found a nice scene, gonna wait, see what happens with the light, but quite often it works the other way around, you know, something phenomenal just happens and you've got to react and be quick and instinctual. And yeah, it seems like these 2 projects I've got going on, one is very much more so the waiting, setup, slow process, and then the other one is fast moving weather, very instinctual, often handheld, not on the tripod. And yeah, it's fun having both of those playing off at the same time. It just gives a bit of variety in the creative process, and I think they feed into each other a little bit as well. You know, it's not black and white, there's lots of grey in between those 2. I'll keep talking a little bit about those 2 projects as we head up this trail. Well, in basic terms of just subject matter, the one project is all about water, you know, lots of waterfall scenes, often in woodlands, but really it's about the formation and geology of different landscapes and how water, glaciers, etc. have shaped those lands. And then on the other hand, the other project is currently all about, well, mountain scenery. It's going to be a bit blown out behind me, but and yeah, this project's got less of a narrative. I'm just being quite intuitive, looking at very graphic, bold, often quite contrasty or dark aesthetics, and currently at the moment using a lot of digital cameras to do that. And I think that's one of the main differences that's going to emerge is the mountain scenery. You know, I've got to hike up big peaks, so I need lighter weight gear, and so I'm going to naturally gravitate towards a digital camera. Whereas some of the water scenes, you know, a bit more accessible in woodlands. So probably get out the 4x5 more often for those. But yeah, that's a good little bit about the two different projects, at least on a very basic level. But yeah, it's great coming to a location like this because I can choose which project I'm interested in making images for. You know, depending on the weather, the conditions, my mood, and yeah, that's really been helpful from a creative standpoint. But yeah, I'm almost at the end of this little stretch, and then I think I'll head back to the van because the climb up the Munro starts maybe 300-400 meters down this track. But yeah, it's been a really good little explore. Morning everyone. I've come about 2 kilometers further down the glen just to come and have a look at what is probably the traditional viewpoint of this location. It's very well photographed from this vantage point, and I'm not sure if it's new or not, but I didn't realize before, I've seen photographs of this area of course, that there were buildings on that little island peninsula. So, I mean, for me, it doesn't really have the right feeling that I'm looking for, that wilderness, nature feeling. So I probably won't be making a picture of this view, but, you know, there's pretty good panoramic 360-degree views from here. So there might be something else to find and get a sort of unique take on this particular location. But as you can see, there's some rain off in the distance, and it's pretty windy today, as I'm sure you can tell in the microphone. But yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the little hike and explore up on this hilltop, and then there's a little river walk as well. I'm gonna go and see, maybe there's some more small scenes that are better suited to the windy conditions. morning. Well, it's just gone about 7:15. Been trekking for maybe an hour and a half now. Just did about a kilometre through like ankle deep bog. It's pretty horrendous. But I'm now walking up to the Baylock, and this is sort of the start of my ascent. And look at that light, that's absolutely stunning. Yeah, really happy to have gotten up early. It was never intended to be a summit for sunrise, just trying to be up in the mountains for that nice period of good light in the morning. And with some of these clouds, it looks like we should maybe get some decent light for an hour or two, hopefully, but we'll see. There's actually a nice little scene there with the river running into the sunrise, so I'm going to grab that as a little blue hour shot. But yeah, otherwise just really enjoying being out in the morning. And now we've got a bit of a slog up this mountain. Anywhere you look, it's jaw-dropping. I'm gonna shoot this way. There's sun rays, light rays. That's actually the next peak I'm going up, but I think that's where I'm gonna shoot first. I'm gonna do everything handheld. There's a bit of wind and it's bright enough. I can kind of react a bit faster to where the light is. My eyes are like, I can't stop moving. Can't choose where to look. But this is what the Mountains Project's all about. Getting up here. Isn't this just so awesome? Okay. Bit of photography, snack, and then it's quite cold up here. You can see all the frost on the ground, so I think I won't spend too much time at the summit. Cool. Cool.
Sailors passing on the street, are you ready for peace? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready for ease?
Some awesome patchworks going on now, just over there.
Forget bad memories and leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky, are you willing to try? Right. Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled.
Out of the wind.
Oh, will come many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit.
Tell you what though, doesn't get much better than this. I don't think there's anywhere. Oh, I'd rather be this morning.
We just reboot.
Nice and frozen.
Grass is greener on this side. Are you ready for new?
Right, so I'm back down to the Baylock. This is going to be the lowest point until I start my final descent. It's like 850 something, and then up to the top there is about 1050, I think. So about another 200 meter ascent, but it's gradual, not like this one, just gone all the way up there. Super sharp descent behind me. Oh, but man, really enjoying today. Right, let's do this, shall we?
Street blues.
Way. Oh, there we go. Number 2 for the day. Although I think the best of light is definitely passing. Behind there's amazing light rays, but all the nice mountains are that way. So, but nevertheless, it's worth it waiting that this almost a week here in this glen just to come up on this morning. It's definitely a good call. And yeah, we ended up getting the sort of 2 hours after sunrise that I was hoping for. Patchy light. You can actually just, as I said, the best of the light's done. Look at that. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I was hoping for. And I mean, it's just been endless all morning. So I'll have a look a little around this cairn, this summit, and who knows, maybe there is a photograph still to take. But woo. All right, well, that's gonna be the end of today's hike. Heading down now, and yeah, I'll do a bit of a debrief from the trip when I'm back at the van and had a bite to eat.
Sailors passing on the street, are you ready for peace? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready for ease? Get back memories and leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky. Are you willing to try? Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. We will keep it steady. We will be the confetti. If we fail, we just reboot.
Well, awesome day out in the mountains. Really happy that I waited the week, spent the time just in this one glen, and got the right conditions in the end. I mean, it could not have been better for some black and white photography. Dappled light, light rays. Yeah, what more do you want, really? Fresh dusting of snow even on some of the distant hills. So, yeah, very, very, very chuffed. Just cooking up some pasta for dinner, back in the van. My last couple nights here in Scotland, working my way south, got about 10 hours or so back home. And then I'm not sure when I'm coming up next. It'll be November time, but we'll have to see how winter conditions are progressing. I've never done sort of proper snow hiking, so I think I might need to take a course or something just to get my head around crampons and ice axes and that sort of stuff for winter conditions. But very chuffed. I think I came away with some beautiful images, even though I was sort of in waiting mode all week. I think it worked itself out in the end. Right, I think that's going to be it for this video. Obviously you'll see the print review in a bit, but thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please do like, consider subscribing even, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.